Hey, this is Chris. I am currently checking out some software by a friend of mine who has written an extremely AI tool called NarrAItor. So, good on you, John. Thought I'd give it a wee test. So, I will be playing Sister Marin Voldris. She looks a wee bit hard. I can forge my own if I want to, or use the hero rester. I think I'll be Edmund Grey, because that's about as, Right, so GM is setting the scene. I'll turn the volume up. A little bit of music, nice. Liking that. I've got a party of Victor Thorne, Marcus Kane and Helena Cross. Let's enter. I'm assuming the other guys are AI, and that's cool. The iron gates of Raven's Hollow loom before your party, their twisted bars blackened with decades of neglect. The reports were specific, Victor says, adjusting his worn leather coat. His weathered face shows no emotion as he studies the asylum's dark windows. 3 nights ago, lights were seen moving through the abandoned wards. The locals are convinced something has awakened inside. Helena clutches her medical bag tighter, her knuckles white. This place was sealed for good reason, she whispers in a strange accent. The patients who died here, the treatments they endured. She trails off, unable to finish. Marcus checks his rifle one final time, the metal cold in the evening air. Sealed or not, something's in there now. The question is whether we're walking into a trap or just walking into hell. The asylum's main entrance hangs open, the heavy door creaking softly in the wind. What do you do next? Well, part of what I'm here to do is destruction test this, because, that's the kind of fun thing I enjoy doing. So let me just, there we go, put that there. Make sure voice is on. Mic's probably on. Okay, so. I say. This looks like a major health code violation. I look closely at the gates of the, is it an asylum? This place surely should have security of some sort. And I need to spell that properly because there's a U in should. Also, this music's getting a little bit OTT, so I'll turn it down a little bit there. There we go. I'm glad it's got volume controls. Also, presumably, we need some sort of a permit to get in there. Do we have a permit? Because if not, then we need to approach the local health authority and apply for a permit to go inside. We probably also need health and safety gear, including PPE. Right, let me just make sure. Okay. So, let's see what the response is, out of curiosity here. I'm going to start speaking my responses next. Victor turns to stare at me with incredulity. We're paranormal investigators, not building inspectors. Local authorities abandoned this place 20 years ago. PPE, we're hunting ghosts. Marcus shoulders his rifle and walks closer to the gates, examining the rusted locks. Blah blah. Victor fixes me with a hard stare. We've 3 hours before full darkness. We can stand here debating municipal regulations, or we can investigate what's actually threatening the townspeople. What do I do next? Well, I think I've got to stand my ground. Well, Victor, I say, I understand, obviously, that you're keen to explore this place, but surely our own safety and the safety of the townspeople is paramount, and it's all well and good us going in there without any form of certification or PPE, but if we don't, we're putting ourselves at risk, plus we're also putting ourselves at risk against litigation and all sorts of other terrible things that can happen as a result of this. If anyone gets injured, and we don't have the proper paperwork, then surely we're going to be fiscally liable. And we don't want to be fiscally liable for any form of damage done to this property, especially if it's a governmental building. Governments are notoriously litigious when it comes to this sort of thing. Oh, did not seem to pick up on that. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if my microphone is actually working the way it should be. Let me just go into the microphone bar here. It says it is. That's all well and good, Victor. And your gung-ho attitude may well work for whatever things you have done in the past. However, this is a municipal building, and therefore we need the correct paperwork before we can go in, or we put ourselves at risk of litigation in the event of either our party or other people being injured. I note there is no electric lighting here. That needs to be addressed, as without proper lighting and proper warning demarcation lines, for example, we may fall, and at that point our public liability insurance may not cover us against any claims we make. Victor's jaw tightened as he watches you with growing exasperation. Edmund, listen to yourself, he says. The townsfolk are terrified. Children won't play outside after dark. Something's stirring and you're worried about liability insurance. Helena shifts uncomfortably. Perhaps Edmund has a point about the lighting. We could return tomorrow with proper torches. No, Marcus cuts her off sharply. Every night we delay, what's in there grows bolder. Last week it was just lights in the windows. 3 days ago Miss Holloway swears she saw figures walking the grounds. From within comes another sound, a long drawn-out wail that seems to echo. Blah, 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 temperature notes. Victor pulls his coat tightly. The dead don't file insurance claims, but they do collect debts. Looking at this from a purely logical view, the new tenants of this building are without a doubt squatting illegally. I am therefore going to post a notice of eviction with the support of the mayor on the door of the asylum. They may complain and wail by all means. However, they will then have 7 days to vacate, or the local police will evict them. As to children playing after dark, what kind of place lets their children play in the dark, for heaven's sakes? I'm going to approach the mayor and insist on a new scheme of, youth clubs and evening child care, so we can get this place in order. I walk to the gate and shout, "You in there, less of your nonsense already. You have 7 days to leave the premises. Asylum. Pack up your things, ghosts or otherwise. This is a legal requirement, and I promise you that any legal ramifications of you not leaving are going to be 1,000 times worse than whatever Victor can do with his possibly loaded weapon and faux wit. Now get out of there and stay out. I'm going to go see the mayor about these childcare arrangements. The wailing from within stops, as if whatever was making the sound has paused to listen to my proclamation. An unnatural silence falls over the grounds, broken only by the wild though dead branches. Victor stares at me in complete bewilderment. Have you suffered some kind of head injury? You're trying to serve an eviction notice to malevolent spirits? They don't have forwarding addresses. Edmund, your pupils look normal, but you're exhibiting unusual behaviour. A bone-chilling laugh echoes from the asylum's depths, multiplying and overlapping till it sounds like a chorus of the damned. The iron gates suddenly slam shut with a clang, though no visible force touched them. The broken lock somehow reattaches itself, clicking into place. Well, that's one way to get there with tension. Right, what do I do next? I head immediately to the nearest legal offices of the town. Getting exciting, isn't it? Who's ready for some legal paperwork? AI's having a bit of a problem here. It may not have been expecting me to do this. Let's see if my friend's been in touch. He is not. Still crashed. Come on, guys. John, what's going on? It's not allowing me to have, like, you know, the sort of legal stuff that I need to do here. Okay, I'm going to stop at that.